Chafing Armor Podcast, episode 165, Showdown in the Shallows. Welcome back to the Chafing Armor Podcast. I'm your host and lovable Dungeon Master, Michael Corley, and with me tonight is Izzy. Izzy, tell everyone who you will be playing.
Hi everyone, I'm Izzy, and I am playing Akatosh, aka Aki, the very large red tegu and pet of Marezi Mugra, half-orc barbarian.
Indeed, a very good girl. And also with us tonight is James. James, tell us who you will be playing.
Hello everyone, my name is James. I'm playing a raven named Aphil who has been keeping things from his master, and for reasons.
For reasons. Also with us tonight is Lee. Lee, tell us who you will be playing.
G'day everybody, my name is Lee and I will be playing Mimi. Mimi. The baby mimic who is the Swiss Army knife of the party, it would seem.
That is a very accurate statement. And also with us tonight, we heard her laugh, is Riley. Riley, tell us who you will be playing.
Hello, everyone. I will be playing Katra, a completely normal cat who is not at all more than she seems.
That is 100% accurate and more than meets the eye, as it is with all of these characters. And
she's a
certainly
transformer.
Not least, also with us, someone who knows way more about Transformers than I do, is Dare. Dare, tell us, first of all, who your favorite Transformer is, and then who you will be playing tonight.
My favorite Transformer is Omega Supreme.
Yeah.
Because he's the biggest and baddest. And then I am playing Felzik, an Earth Elemental, where Mimi is a Swiss Army knife, Felzik is a hammer, and every problem is a nail.
Yes. When we last left our players, that of course is the playing characters, they fell into a deadly trap where there were over at least 8 mind flayers that had trapped them in the Kraken's underground temple. They had fallen under attack, and it fell to their companions, familiars, friends, backpacks to come to their rescue. These various companions have traveled under the ocean, teamed up with a strange group of kobolds, and made their way to this temple where they came inside to find these mind flayers. The mind flayers are busy little bees. I want everyone to take a moment, and I want you to roll a percentage dice.
Oh,
and I would like you one by one to tell me what percentage you get.
47.
Okay?
58.
70 for ticks.
70, 58, okay.
62.
62, very good.
5.
Oh, so there was anyone who got under 10%, something interesting is happening. As y'all come in, you see the bisected form of one mind flayer. Tix was the last one you saw to fall. He was in a very unusual state, shall we say, but nevertheless, with the help of Destiny Seeker, he sliced one of these mind flayers clean in half. You see several bodies on the floor. As far as you can tell, they are unconscious. There is one very important difference, is of all of these characters, you didn't see one of them on the ground. Corvus, you rolled under 10%. You look up and you all see that one of the mind flayers is in the process of wrapping his tentacles around Corvus's skull.
Oh.
And is beginning the process of consuming his brains. Now, I would like everyone to roll for initiative. All right. I love it when things are determined by the dice. Aha! Well, I've got some really good news for you about the Mind Flayers. They rolled very poorly. I don't...
What's my initiative modifier? Is that like dexterity? Oh, wait, no, I see it. Never mind.
It should, the initiative modifier is just the straight thing you add.
It should always be.
After
It
every-
should be
Yeah.
the third thing noted on the sheet.
Yep.
Yes, I see it now.
So 13
Mind
for
Flayer-
Felzik.
13 for Felzik. Very good.
14 for Aki.
14 for Aki.
Afiel got a 17.
17 for the Flying Girl. And what about Mimi?
23.
And for Katra?
13.
13. So I'm guessing that Katra probably has a higher dexterity than Felzik, so we're going to go ahead and put you first.
That's probably a safe bet.
So that actually puts Mimi first. You won't believe who's actually going second. I need to make one more roll. A sneaky Dungeon Master roll. Okay. All right.
As I recall, something happened at the end of the last game with Mimi being dropped from above.
Oh, yes. Yes, you dropped... did you drop a bomb, Mimi? Or you dropped your sticky.
It was his own goo.
And
Yeah.
you rolled so that it got all 6 of them. So 6 of them are now covered in goo. However, there were 8 total. One of them has been cut in half by ticks before he fell. 6 of them have been covered in goo, which actually I really like when these things line up nicely. The Mind Flayers rolled a 1. So that's probably what's going on there. They are going to have a disadvantage until they make their saving throw to get out of this or do something to get out of it.
So is the one that's about trying to eat Corvus's brain, like, did you say he was, like, on the ceiling, like spider climbing?
No. He is not.
Or-
I did not mean to say that. If I said what I'm
I
saying,
might have misheard.
all 6 of these guys got splattered. The one who is about to eat Corvus is actually further away. He had literally, that is what Mind Flayers do, is they mind blast you, then they drag you away and eat your brains.
Right.
And so that is what this one is doing. He's kind of off a little bit in the corner, which is why the splatter of goo did not get him. But you did roll a 6 last time. Thank you for reminding me, by the way, James. And so 6 of them are covered in the mimic goo, which was an awesome attack. So now, Mimi, it is your turn.
Okay. Well, there is one person in this room who kind of needs my attention right now. So I guess I'll just long stride over to them and see if I can at least distract him from. See, this is why I should have stayed a stuffed toy.
He definitely could not have eaten your brains if you were a stuffed toy.
Yeah.
I should mention that Corvus is unconscious.
Yes.
He is not struggling. He is dead ass unconscious.
Oh, actually, hold on. Has that particular Mind Flayer seen me?
Are you trying to be stealthy?
I'm thinking of becoming Corvus
Okay.
and seeing if that will be a distraction. Like, I've got the wrong one.
Okay. I don't remember that Mind Flayers are highly intelligent. It absolutely may confuse him, or he may understand what is happening. You don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Obviously, Mimi's knowledge of Mind Flayers may be somewhat limited.
exactly. But that it's worth a shot.
Yeah,
It's the only thing I can
absolutely.
think to do. Who knows?
I love to see y'all try things.
Alrighty. Well, Corvus is medium, so that's fine. Ooh, okay, that's a 19 on the die to take his form.
Okay. So you do successfully imitate Corvus. In fact, of course, he's the one you know the best, so that makes perfect sense that you would be able to. What are you doing to try and distract him? To just try and distract the Mind Flayer?
Can mimics make the same sounds?
Well, you can. You would need to roll to see how successful you are, but you can very much imitate sounds.
Yeah, Mimi will make the sound of over here, tentacle face.
Okay.
Spaghetti face, worm face. Over here, worm face.
I love it. You are going to roll to try and deceive this Mind Flayer and confuse him. So what I need to see is a roll from you, since you don't have really a deception skill. I will allow you to use either your willpower saving throw modifier, or if you have an intelligence bonus, you can use that.
Mimi also has disguise.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I will allow you to use disguise.
Cool. In that case,
it's relevant. It's relevant to what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean that helps me out a lot because that's a 33.
Okay. So he does not release this Corvus, but he does paw. You see like the two outer tentacles, and they literally, you see like acid hiss down the side of Corvus's face as acid burns into the side of his face. But he hesitates for a moment, and you think that might have at least paused things for a second, which is great, as you stride forward.
So just a point of order, just out of character for a second. Do you remember back when we had Lashra, I think, on the pod? And she whispered in then Bell's ear?
I do remember.
Just wanted to just wondering if that's like come up in any way, shape, or form, and if it might have an impact here. I don't know. I was because she said something, and I.
Do you remember just recently when you were diving down into the Kraken's lair and you got mind blasted on the way up, and you went into a nightmare realm, and someone came up to you and whispered Osokai?
Yes, I do. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. So just so you know, your dungeon master, while I have let many plot threads fall, I have not let all of them fall. This will actually bring it to that particular Mind Flayer. And so you have successfully stopped him from doing what every instinct screams at him to do, which is to eat these brains that are now sitting right before him. But he realizes that there is a real and present danger, and there is few things that will make a Mind Flayer stop more than self-preservation. Mind Flayers are not altruistic. So he hits you with a Mind Blast. And I need you to make a willpower saving throw.
Ooh, okay. I hate you. Mimi's isn't that great. She rolled.
By the way,
well,
you need a DC of 17 or higher.
She rolled a 19.
Wow. So you feel this pressure just wave, like literally your porous body like almost ripples at the psychic blast, but you resist it and stay focused on your friend, master. You know, you're not sure how to label this, but you manage to resist that as he tries. And we have canonically allowed our characters to cast multiple spells. That also means that the bad guys can do that too. And so he is going to attempt to charm monster, which is a skill that they innately have. It is a psionic skill. And he reaches out, and you almost hear a voice whispering in the back of your head, Mimi. And you need to make a saving throw of 15 or higher.
16.
Wow. And
she has a +5 will save. I rolled an 11.
See a look of slight concern on this Mind Flayer's difficult to read squid-like face as you continue to stride towards it in using your feet that are now like Corvus's as you come forward. By the way, that was the only Mind Flayer who had that roll. The other Mind Flayers have the 1 initiative roll. Now, my favorite part about this combat is the next people in the initiative who rolled a natural 20 are the kobolds.
Yes!
And
Me.
normally, these kobolds never, ever, ever would even dream of attacking Mind Flayers. But here's the thing, you guys have inspired them. They watched you not only take down 3 giant crabs, but bite the head off of a demon. Thank you, Aki. And you have inspired them. And so they fly into combat and attack one of the nearest Mind Flayers. And I am very curious to see
If they
what
actually
happens.
hit anything this time.
Nos does not. He is the fighter and he swings. I also have something else. I'm curious to see what our... Oh, he rolls a 4, bless his heart. The rogue.
Come on, suck. Come on, suck. Come on, suck.
I love my dice. I love them, guys. The bard rolls a 3 in their casting their spell. However, the only one that does make contact is Sucks.
Yes!
The female warlock casts Magic Missile. And what's the thing about Magic Missile?
It never misses.
It never misses. And so even though it's Magic Missile, it still hits.
I want to cast Magic Missile.
That's right. I cast Magic Missile at the darkness.
I'm attacking the darkness.
And so they, out of all of them, they do 6 points of Magic Missile damage as these 4 warlocks, 4 kobolds try. Now, only Kerr and Nos need to roll this, but I am going to make them roll it.
As a free action, just Mimi in Corvus's voice just go, "You did it, girl."
Remember that, and it was you said canonically that you took a shining to Sucks.
Mimi likes the warlock kobold for reasons but known only to Mimi.
So the rogue Kerr with their higher dexterity is able to not do so. Nos actually gets tangled up in the goo because the only way they can engage with this Mind Flayer is this, because it didn't just hit them; it splashed an area. And obviously the bard and the warlock were able to attack from a distance, but Nos and and Kerr had to actually step in, and Nos is now tangled up in it too. Just FYI, that's interesting. And we now move forward, and something comes out of the shadows.
Oh boy.
I mentioned that there were several figures on the floor. That included all of the party except for Corvus and Taka.
Oh.
And out of the shadows comes Taka. Whip thin, still recovering from their God knows how long underneath the hellscape of their own creation from the corrupted staff of Seraphim. But they come forward and attack. And they do not engage with the one attacking Corvus because literally they don't see them. They just literally don't see them. However, that is a hit. That is actually a miss. That is actually a miss. That is actually a miss. Wow, that is a crazy that the monk missed that many times. That's what happens when the poor monk has me for an attack. But they do 18 points of damage to one of the Mind Flayers. They do avoid getting stuck with their incredible dexterity, and this Mind Flayer is now stunned. by the attack. As the last one, you see the pop, 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 and the Mind Flayer ducks, and the last one comes in under the neck and just bing, hits right there. And
Monks are so broken. He missed 3 out of 4 shots, but even with just doing 1 hit, 18 damage.
Can you imagine if all had hit?
Yeah, that Mind Flayer would be hurting a lot, especially if they were key enhanced.
Yes. And now moving to Ka! But we're not talking about Corvus because you're no longer a Kinku.
Although I still make that sound.
You do. Under specific circumstances. We are now talking about Aphil.
Yay!
Aphil, where are you at this moment, and what would you like to do?
It's kind of like spiraling up in the air because she had just helped Mimi do the goop drop thing. So she's spiraling up top. She is going to try and help Corvus out by diving down and attacking the Mind Flayer holding onto him by going straight for the eyes.
I love it. Let's see that attack.
So that's obviously going to be at a minus because it's a kind of a called shot.
Okay.
I don't know what you would consider to be an appropriate penalty.
Well, if it is simply a called shot, it is a -2. If you're saying, I'm going to rip out their eyes, then it is a much higher disadvantage, or actually at disadvantage. So it's up to you.
I say let's go with disadvantage.
All right.
Straight up just rip the eyes out, or at least do serious damage so they can't see.
Okay.
All right, so it's going to be claw. Let's do first claw. It's an 18.
That will hit.
Okay, just do the second claw while I'm at it. That's 2 20s.
2 20s?
Yeah.
Natural?
You rolled 2 natural 20s at disadvantage?
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Holy shit.
That is beautiful.
It's only a claw attack, so it's not going to be a whole lot of damage.
But you called that shot, and these things matter.
Okay, so let me do the first one.
Yeah, I do want to know the total damage.
3, so it's 6 points for the first hit.
Okay.
And... oh, perfect. It's an 8. So 16 points, 19 points of damage for the second claw.
All right. And is that total damage for all your attacks?
Well, I guess there is the beak attack too. Although I don't know if that would work in like a flying strafe. I would leave that up to you as to whether I could try and do that.
I will absolutely allow that.
Right.
It means that you are like right in front of it, but
right.
that's still, yeah.
Okay, that's a 20 out of 15, so it's a 25. 22 to hit.
That will hit.
Plus 30. So for 7 more points.
7 more points. So 26 points of damage. So you all see this raven dive in. You see the claws come out, and that is the last thing that this Mind Flayer sees. As you tear out not one, but both of those eyes. The reason I am allowing both is because you got a 2 natural 20s on disadvantage. That's amazing.
Are we sure Aphil is a raven and not a magpie?
Ravens also are known for eating the eyes of fallen people in battles.
Oh, no. Here in Australia, magpies aggressively attack you, and many have been known to go for the eyes.
Neat.
Wow. That is... so maybe Aphil's got a little magpie on their mother's side. Because you all see just these 2 horrendous, pale, globular eyes just fling out. In fact, one of them is still attached to the nerve and dangles from its cheek. It lets forth an inarticulate scream because, as I did before, one of my favorite little bits of lore about a Mind Flayer is they speak through psionics. If they want to talk, they actually have to shove one of their tentacles in their mouth and use it as a tongue. So the sound that comes out is just an inarticulate as you tear out its eyes. Y'all have done a total of 32 points of damage.
Well, here's the question. Is it a muffled scream, or is it a scream of him having let go of Corvus and going to his eyes?
Oh, well, let me have him make a little roll here, and he will make this roll at disadvantage because he just got his eyes torn out. He rolled 2 13s, so he fails, and Corvus is unconscious, slumps down to the ground. Corvus, before we get to the next, get ready, Aki, it is about to be your turn, Aki, so ready your action. Corvus, not Mimi, Corvus, you are back in that nightmare realm. And then everything fades away, and you are sitting at a huge banquet table. And you can tell there's supposed to be like 8 or so people here. Everything is laid out for a meal, but there is no food. There is only wine poured in your glass and in the glass of the person sitting next to you. And the person sitting next to you is a incomprehensibly beautiful drow woman.
Oh no! No!
Greetings, Corvus. What is the name that you go by now?
As a player, listener, I hate this. Because Corvus has no idea.
No,
Corvus just sees a beautiful drow woman. Oh
yes,
no.
He does.
He answers her, Corvus Dragon choked my lady.
And she gestures to the wine and she says, feel free to have some. I know that you have had little time to rest in the last few months.
I hate you, sir. Why? Corvus drinks the wine.
All right.
He has no reason
delicious.
not to trust her.
It is delicious. And absolutely nothing happens to you other than the pleasurable sensation of the wine coursing through your body. And she says, tell me, Corvus, I believe that you've met an associate of mine. She goes by the Raven Queen. Is that so? Corvus, you think back to Zental Keep, when the chicken hut slowed down as the foot was about to come down and crush your skull. And the Raven Queen appeared before you and told you that she could delay your destiny, but only for so long. So, have you met my friend?
Is there any way Corvus can make the connection between this drow woman and that vision before Osakai went to Elysium or wherever he went?
Give me a knowledge check. Straight knowledge check. Let me know how well you do.
That's a nat 1.
A nat 1? Okay. Well, in your defense, she was in the form of a monstrous drider. And while technically there is something that is the same about this visage as was in that, it was a monstrous drider suspended over a web over eternity, literally over the abyss. So it's not unreasonable that you didn't recognize the two. She says, you know, Corvus, my compatriot, she has given you an extension. She's given you a delayed payment, but that payment is about to come due. And with that, she gestures, and you feel acid dripping down the sides of your face as something is burning you in the real world. You are vaguely aware of that. I tell you a true thing now. What she was offering you is the fate of Osakai. Your fate will be his fate. And you can accept that. That is not the worst thing in the world. Or I can make that go away. I can give you a new destiny. But it's up to you. It must be your choice. Will you, Corvus Dragonchoked, accept your fate? Accept the fate of Osokai? And behind her you see the corpse of Osokai burning on the pyre where you were at the celebration of his life. Or will you take a new road? The choice is yours.
Oh my god, I hate you.
And I am so clear on this. There is no pressure on you. There is no spell on you. This is entirely your choice.
Bells has no idea who he's dealing with. He has no idea who he's talking to. Corvus has not really been one for the gods. I mean, why would the gods let... To his mind, why would the gods let him and his entire family rot in slavery if they really gave a rat's ass about the people? To hell with the gods, essentially. So he has no idea who this is. Mm-hmm. Against my better judgment, I'm going to roll a percentage dice to find out whether or not he takes the deal.
Okay, and that's completely fair. I just want you to know, your character is aware that this is a god or a godlike entity. Mm-hmm. Even though you do not know this is the Spider Queen, you do know that this is a godlike entity.
We've been in this room before, though, right? Oh no,
you have.
Osokai has.
In this room before, and you've seen this woman in that room when you were in the vision with Marezi.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, you were sitting next to her. And she was very bored with the conversation that was happening.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Man, just like Marezi, I don't really understand what's going on, but I'm on the edge of my seat.
Everything y'all do has consequences. And everything that you have done as your character, none of which is wrong, has led up to this moment.
All right, Dungeon Master, I'm turning it on you now. High or low?
High.
High it is. 85.
Okay.
Corvus takes a deal.
What do you say?
I took a deal once before to kill this Osokai. I didn't intend to, but my hand was forced at the end of the day. I will not end up like him. And he downs the rest of the wine.
Okay. And it's like downing the wine is the thing itself. And she leans forward and places her hand. It is so cold. She places it on your forehead. It does not burn. It does not hurt, but it is like a chill that goes through your body. You now have new skills and abilities, which we will get to. But in that moment, Corvus awakes. And we'll get to that in a moment. But now we're getting to Aki! We are getting to our favorite lizard.
I guess I should just, go absolutely ham on the sticky ones, huh? She was originally planning to help Corvus, but that doesn't seem to be a necessity anymore. So I just want to ask one thing before I do my 3 attacks. I have an ability called Burst, and the exact way that it is written on my character sheet is, on first attack of the round, Aki can rush opponent and strike quickie, advantage on attack. Does that mean I have advantage on the first attack I make every round?
It means, yes, if you use that ability on your first attack, you are essentially skittering forward at lizard speed, at that short burst that lizards can do, and you have an advantage on that one attack.
Is it per round or per combat?
Because it doesn't say any per, it just says on the first attack of the round.
Actually, the ruling that I will make as Dungeon Master is you must enter a new space in order to use it. So you cannot use Burst if they are right next to you. But if they are even one space away, then you can use burst, which would definitely be the case here.
Well, I am at the start of the
Yes,
thing, so I'm going to run up to the closest mind flayer in the goo pile.
Okay.
And make an attack roll on him. Let me pull up my full attack here. So this is my. Do I get to choose? Never mind. Let's see here. 13 plus 11, 26, or going to be a 26 for my first attack. And I'm going to use both of my claw attacks on the same mind flare. So let me roll the second claw attack. That's a 14. Does a 14 hit?
14 does not.
Okay, so I make 1d6 plus 4.
Did you roll with advantage?
The 14 was the disadvantage, or was the not advantage one.
Oh, okay.
The 20-something
Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry, I got confused.
was the advantage. So that's 9 points of damage, and she's also going to make a bite attack on the same guy. That's a 25 to hit.
Okay, that will definitely
I think
hit.
that'll do her. That's 5 damage. This Mind Flayer must now make a DC 15 Fortitude save.
They actually succeed.
Okay, so he does not take 3d6 poison damage, but that is Aki's turn.
You just are tearing into this Mind Flayer as it is. This is not how things are supposed to go for Mind Flayers. They are not used to being attacked like this. They are used to dominating. Go ahead.
What should I do anything to avoid getting gooped?
I would like you to make a roll. Just make a reflex saving throw. However, I would like you to make it at advantage. I have my reasons.
Cool. So that's 25.
25. Yes, you definitely avoid the sticky goo, which is getting more and more scattered as the combat continues. And as that ends Aki's turn, there is a certain kitty cat who is now entering combat. So I would like to hear, Riley, what is Catra going to do?
I'm going to teleport behind the Mind Flayer and attack it that way.
Okay. I am going to rule that you have surprise on this, so this is a surprise attack. Using your teleport in this particular instance, you will have advantage on the attack. If you want to call the shot, you can have the option to simply cancel each out. In other words, instead of rolling with disadvantage, you have advantage, so it would just be a straight roll to go for the eyes. Okay, just roll to attack.
I'll do that. 23.
That will hit. All right. As you tear into its eyeballs. And that's your first attack.
I will use a called shot to go for its eyes.
That will hit. So that will hit. What is the damage on that?
For my next attack, I will go for the eyes again. That's a natural 20.
Yeah.
I love
Nice.
it. And we establish something happens if you roll a natural 20 on this called shot. So give me the damage on that, and of course double it.
12.
Y'all have noticed the other companions and such. You have seen times where Catra seems to be one place and then be another place. Be suddenly behind someone, suddenly gone and eating a fish somewhere. But you didn't know that she could just straight up teleport. And she vanishes from the entrance, and there is this moment where her entire body becomes transparent. It doesn't just blip out of existence. Like there's literally like a predator moment where she becomes like a translucent version of herself. And then suddenly she is just on top of this Mind Flayer. And then biting down, you see both teeth clench down and rip back up. And both of the Mind Flayer's eyes come cleanly out. No dangling from the chin. In fact, she actually gouges out part of its skull. So ferocious is this attack. And the scream that comes out of this Mind Flayer as it's trying to extricate itself out of this goop is unimaginable. It has never been injured this way in its entire life, even close. And you are now the proud owner of 2 Mind Flayer eyeballs. You can add.
Mark that in your inventory. It could be useful
That's
later.
exactly what I was going to say. This is like in a video game. So amazing job. Actually brings it to our favorite Rocky boy, Felzik.
So Felzik is quite excited to be the hero like Tix and to be able to rush in and save all the crew. Although he doesn't know Corvus as well as he wanted to get to know all of them. Since Corvus is in the most immediate danger, the knight Felzik wants to ride in to save the day, and so rushes over, focuses his emerald green eyes on the mind flayer that is right next to Corvus, and is going to mind blast him.
Wow, I love it. And tell the listeners again why you can do a mind blast.
So, Felzik can take on the properties of anything he has consumed, and most importantly for the Tight Knight, he has a mind gem for his eyes. In the gem form, he can increase his attacks, or once per day he can do a mind blast, same as a mind flayer.
Indeed. Again, it is not that every single thing that you do in this game has a result that will matter down the line, but some of them do. Dare made the choice so long ago to dump Felzik on top of the gem that contained the remaining essence of Bigsby the Wizard. And that is why he can do this. Your Mind Blast comes forth. And go ahead and... is it a save, did you say?
It is a DC 15 versus will.
Now, Mind Flayers have a pretty good save. Unfortunately, he rolled a 9.
Yay!
So, which is pretty funny. Here is a Mind Flayer who, is used to knocking people unconscious with a glance and then eating their brains, suddenly feels the presence of this mind blast come smashing into his brain, and like a light switch, click, is knocked unconscious. And he falls into the goo. You need to roll 3d4. That is how many rounds he will be unconscious.
3d4. All right. He is out for 10 rounds.
Nice.
Which in Dungeons and Dragons is basically forever. That brings it to the Mind Flayers. And I mentioned that Tradazis, the Mind Flayer that y'all have encountered several times before, is not among these. But there is one who has, one of the only ones who has not been injured, who straightens up and says, "Enough!" And he reaches out, and with his mind, he connects with the two who have had their eyes ripped out and helps them orient on all of you. And as a group, they focus their will, and mind blasts slam into all of you. And I need everyone to make a saving throw. I need you to make a DC versus will. And you need to get a 17 or better. Let me know what you get.
If you've got a 23.
Nice.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Wow, guys.
Felzik rolled a 7, but has a plus 10 to will, so he got a 17. So
Defender
I got
wins.
lucky.
14.
14. Okay.
18.
18. Gotcha.
Does Corvus need to roll too now that he's awake?
Yeah. I need Corvus to roll as well.
I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to, have.
Oh
that.
no, I appreciate that because this is like a cone. It's literally it's described that way. It's a cone attack.
Yeah. All right. Corvus rolled a nat 1.
Yeah. So, just as you pop up, you feel this mind blast hitting you just as it did a moment ago. Katra, you are caught unaware. So exuberant are you at your victory at ripping out this mind flayer's eye. So much more satisfying than the pathetic devils that you've destroyed in the past who annoyed you and the demons that you fought in your long crusade. As the mind blast catches each and every one of you. A long time ago, but not that long ago, a god by the name of Garl Glittergold, came to the rock elementals and said, I will help you. I will help you get revenge on what Falazure has done to your Zorn. I will help you. And he handed them 2 green gems. Every god has the ability to see what mortals cannot, and see what might be. Now, technically, you all should have failed by now, because you did not have the original companion you were supposed to have at the beginning of this campaign. But through sheer willpower, the temporary addition of Zuana and several other factors, particularly very good playing on all of yours part, you got to this moment that Garl Glittergold foresaw would happen someday, as you were all caught again in a mind blast. Felzik, your emerald eyes render every companion within a certain radius immune to psionic attack.
Yay!
And only at this
damn.
moment do you know that for a fact. Do you actually, you just know as this mind blast washes over you. By the way, everybody, none of you have ever been affected by a psionic blast except twice. Once when you went to the astral plane, when Felzik had been replaced by a demon. That was when Athora had been struck by a mind blast from a blurg, or however you say their name. And the other was when you descended down to the Kraken's lair because you descended without your companions. And that is also when you were all knocked unconscious. But now, there is a figure standing tall, at a few feet tall, and has rendered these incomprehensible beings with their powerful psionic blasts inert. As long as Felzik is with you, and as long as he has his eyes, you are all immune to psionics. And you feel Katra, and you feel Corvus, the mind blast. You feel the pressure, but then it's like a wave that just whoom, washes over you. And nothing happens.
Holy shit.
Yes. And there you think that you hear in your mind, because it's not an attack, you think in your mind you hear one of the mind flayers say, oh shit. And Mimi, it's your turn.
Okay.
All of you have an innate sensation that you may not understand implicitly that it was Felzik, but you understand innately that their attack failed, that it did not work.
Bolstered by the fact that the Mind Flayer dropped Corvus, Mimi eats him.
I love it. Roll to attack.
It worked once before on a giant crab. This thing is about the same size. It's even smaller.
Much smaller. Yeah.
Let's go for it. Nat 20.
I love it. So with a nat 20, this succeeds. By the way, this one had already been injured by having his eyes ripped out by Aphil. So what I just want to hear, I want you to describe to me what it looks like when Mimi devours this Mind Flayer.
Mimi is feeling pretty good. Something happened that stopped something really bad from happening. She understands that, at least. Also, Corvus has been dropped. She kind of just, like... Think of Daffy Duck diving into the pool of gold in that Genie episode. Mine, down, down. You know, that episode. But, you know, she jumps up into the air and curves over and opens her little sack mouth and just gloomp over the top of him. All the way down to the ground and then just swallows.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
And you can see the form, you can see the outline of the Mind Flayer inside Mimi. Like it's just like skin tight around him. It's just kind of
That is your entire attack. However, it is one.
She still looks like Corvus, by the way.
Oh yes, the mouth just descends open.
Yep, from the top of Corvus's head. So there's just an upside down Corvus with the shape of a Mind Flayer inside him.
This is some Cronenberg shit.
Yeah, it doesn't look good, but it's all me. Oof.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And it is now. It would have been that Mind Flayer's turn, but he is busy being digested. And it is actually the kobold's turn. So first, he actually succeeds. That's delightful. He manages to wrest himself free. Nos. And so Nos rolls a natural 20. Look at him go.
Ooh. Go, buddy.
He's so
little buddy. You go, little buddy.
Nos probably felt it too, that the attack did nothing, and they're so inspired.
By
Come on, everybody, cheer on our kobold friends.
16 points of damage to this Mind Flayer who's already taken 18 points of damage.
Nice.
So
nice work, buddy.
That is a really solid hit. He just takes out his rusty sword, which it's longer than a short sword, but it's not much. It's a regular sized sword, so it's almost a long sword to him. Yeah, and he just literally, it's not skillful. He just buries it into his side and like a side hack. It's delightful. And Sucks is going to cast a spell which utterly fails. You don't know what she was casting, but it just doesn't work.
You'll get him next time, Sucks. You'll get him next time. I believe in you.
There you go. As your mouth is full of... and poor Kerr is trying to sneak up, but he can't get past the stickiness and just fails. But our lovely Jim casts a spell and let me see that save. Even during combat, Jim charms one of the...
What?
Wow!
Holy crap!
Do you know how
impressive.
Do you know how low a Mind Flayer has to roll in order to fall into a charm?
Wow!
Did you roll like a 2? Oh my god!
A 3.
Wow!
Because they have a +9.
We need to protect these kobolds with everything we have. These kobolds are just like amazing. They need to become like the faces of our party. They are fantastic little dudes.
Jim is playing a mandolin that looks like it was just made out of not even good scraps, just bad scraps. It's literally got 2 strings, like it shouldn't even really make music, and just goes like, "Be my friend," and yip yak, and it works. It works, and the Mind Flayer is like, "Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, buddy. Yeah, that's cool." But that ends their turn, and that will actually bring it to Taka. Taka also is aware of what just happened, and Taka just casually strolls up to one of them. Oh, natural 1. Gotta roll the percentage die. Let's see what happens.
Taka's just having a bad day.
Taka is doing very poorly. That's a hit. That's a hit. And that's a hit. All 3 of those were over 16.
First time he went for it, it was 1 hit, 3 misses. This time it's 1 miss, 3 hits. He's making it up.
Yeah. So I do not need to roll the damage because this one is already injured, already at less than half. So there is literally no way that they can survive this, and Taka just casually comes up and just and with the final one, palm strikes with their silver arm, and literally their head explodes. And like, it shouldn't work that way. Like, heads don't explode from a punch, but if you're a monk, they do. And they just bring it in and connect with the chin, and literally there is just a spray of black ichor as there's a moment of pause, and then just and it collapses to the floor.
That was one of the sticky ones, right?
It was one of the sticky ones, yes. The non-sticky one was the one that Mimi ate.
Yeah.
All the rest of them are sticky. But the thing is they didn't need to free themselves to use their Mind Blast. That's why
of course,
they were able to use it. That will actually bring it to you, Aphil.
Okay.
There are 4 Mind Flayers left.
Okay, and one of them still seems to be like the one in charge, sort of.
There is one that's the one in charge, and they are the least injured. All of them are injured, but they are the least injured.
Okay. Okay, Aphil's going to fly back in that direction. Good, like, 30, 40 feet in the air. And hover over the leader type. Aphil's going to drop the eye that she was holding onto on the guy, just out of insult. And then she's going to blast him with lightning.
I love it. And I love that flavor text. Accepted.
Just a little right off his head, and then followed by lightning. That's not bad. See, so it's 14 points of damage, and I imagine there'll be a dex save to see if you can half that.
Mm-hmm. Rolled a
I don't
7.
know.
They don't have that high of a dex save. So
yeah, I was going to say, I was wondering
succeed.
if the sticky affects that or no. Okay, so that, and then I noticed something I didn't notice last time I used this. The target must roll a 15 save. I don't know if this is a con save or a dex save to be stunned. I imagine it's probably a con save.
That one is a con, yes.
Okay.
That only applies to the one that you hit. There is also a
fortitude save, excuse me.
Yeah. That is a 9, plus their fortitude save is only a 3. So that is a 12.
Fail. So they are stunned. How long that lasts, I don't know, but I don't know if it's like a reroll.
That would be it would be a save versus to end.
Okay. Yeah, so he's knocked out.
Okay. And is there not a special ability involving the lightning strike?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I thought
it can jump to anyone in the adjacent area, which I don't know who else is close to him.
There would be 2 next to them.
Oh, perfect. So let's roll some percentile, guys.
That's why they were stickied, is because they were all close to each other.
Right. Let's go. It says 50% chance, so we'll go high.
Okay.
96. So that's going to hit one.
That's high.
Okay. And I don't know if they'll get. I imagine they'll get dex saves as well. And that is a 92. So they both get hit.
Yep, and they both, one rolls a 4 and one rolls a 5. Now they cannot be stunned. However,
Right.
they do take full damage by failing their save. So they
Okay.
all take the same damage.
Excellent.
It basically arcs out from the one you had hit and hits the ones next to them.
Yeah, it's like a mini chain lightning kind of thing. All right, and that is Aphil's turn.
What was the total damage?
That's my turn, right?
It was 14.
Yes, it is Aki. Okay. Yeah, they are all very rough. Aki, it is your turn. There are 4 Mind Flayers left, and one of them is unconscious, laying in goo.
Okay, so only one of them is, like, stunned?
Yes. Or, I'm sorry.
Okay.
One of them is, stunned.
Alright, so there's 3 unstunned and 1 stunned who are alive. Okay, Aki is going to try and use her patented chomp attack again on this mind flayer. So that's on this stunned one. Actually, does the stunned one look like 2 seconds away from death, or
all of them look pretty rough? They literally all of them look pretty rough. If you attack the stunned one, you will get advantage on the strike.
Perfect.
So, because that's what happens when they're stunned.
I'm glad, because I just rolled a 3 plus whatever that attack is. Alright,
Their flat-footed AC is 13.
21.
That will hit.
And now you have to make a roll DC 18 for me.
And they fail. They rolled a 10.
Aki looks at Mimi before attacking, and she telepathically emits to all of us, "I suppose it is feeding time."
And what I want you to tell is, what does it look like when you kill this mind flayer? Like, do you bite the head off like before, or is there a different type of attack happening?
Well, it is an instant kill decapitation. I'd like you to imagine a dog playing tug of war and tapping into its primal instinct to shake its head violently back and forth until the thin blanket you're holding snaps in two. And that is the same sort of mental image evoked by Aki pulling off the mind flayer's head from its spinal column.
And just like the demon, it tastes horrible because this is an aberration.
And it is a bad experience, taste-wise.
It is not great, but the success, and y'all think of Aki as a very peaceful, docile creature. However, one of the things about lizards like this is they have Popeye forearms. They've got like big, beefy forearms, and when Aki reaches up, it plants those 2 forearms on each side, and then the mouth just chomps down, and there again, y'all hear that. And
Aki,
there's that spray of blood.
Aki is the epitome of it's the quiet ones you need to watch out for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
It's as owners of lizards for many years, lizards are peaceful as all get out until it's feeding time, and then all bets are off. And that's exactly what happens now.
Stuff right here.
Yeah, exactly. So Chomp is a full attack, but you're 100% successful, and this quote-unquote leader is instantly killed as they are decapitated. And that will bring it to a victorious cat who was the one that you had torn the eyes out, looked at you with its sightless eyes, being guided by the leader, and mind blasted you with everything it had, bringing, you hear like this guttural, like, and then it utterly fails. And then it's just looking, quote unquote, at you, Katra. What would you like to do?
Am I able to attack the one whose eyes I ripped out?
Yeah, actually you are. You are.
Then I'll claw attack him again. That's a 23.
All right. There is exposed bone from where you tore out its eye.
That's 13 points of damage.
Okay. So that will definitely hit. Yeah, it is dead. Tell me how Katra kills this mind flayer.
As I start ripping through his eyes, you can see the claw rip through the face as the skin peels off like a shredder. And as I slowly start to claw more and more, he screams and screams until it gets higher and the head just pops off.
Oh no, that's just
that is
how it sounded in the
man.
inside of the elephant's head, though.
Exactly.
yeah.
It sounded like the worst musical instrument, like
every single person in the room takes a single step back away from Katra.
Every player takes psychic damage.
Yeah, we are all traumatized by this attack, and but it is such a cat thing to do, such an appropriate thing to do, as this mind flayer falls dead to the ground. There are 2 mind flayers left. And that will bring it to Felzik.
Okay.
By the way, technically there is one more that is unconscious from your Mind Blast, just FYI.
Okay. So, Felzik, are all three of them right next to each other?
The two are, well, they're not literally, like, they're one square away from each other because they were on either side of the one that got their head bit off. So they're technically 10 paces from each other.
Can I stand in between them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So Felzik will move in between them and do a slam attack on the first one, first transforming into his Titanite form.
If you want to be a little taller, you could stand on the dead one.
it is laying there, so you certainly could.
No need, because he goes from being about 3 feet tall to about 8 feet tall now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is like a Transformer moment. Like, it's just like this. As you come forward, you were previously in this crystalline gem-like form when you did the Mind Blast, and as you move forward, you transform into pure Titanite.
Yeah.
And take on this mass and size.
Felzik transforms and heeds the call of his master Tix and picks up the one Mind Flare and proceeds to slam him and gets a with the plus 10 gets a 24. Okay.
That will definitely hit.
Yeah. And so that is 30 points of damage.
30 points of damage is well over remaining hit points. Please tell me how it kills this Mind Flayer with your slam attack.
And so he does the slam attack, and just takes the massive flat of his obsidian hand and just smashes it down like crushing a rotten grapefruit. And tentacles and blood gray matter go all through the fingers and squish out across the cobblestone floor. And so that is his first attack. His second attack, he will swing down with his other hand and do another slam attack on the other Mind Flayer next to him. And that is a 32.
That will hit.
Okay. And that is only 27 points of damage.
That is absolutely
Only.
lethal.
Okay. And
Because y'all have been slamming into these creatures. Mind Flayers don't have that many hit points.
And so, one left hand down on the one Mind Flayer, right hand down on the other Mind Flayer. And then, because he has Cleave and Great Cleave, and his two opponents are no longer there, he gets a third attack for the next Mind Flayer. And that...
Is there a next Mind Flayer?
There were three.
What's
There
that?
were three. One was stunned by his Mind Blast earlier. So this is the last one.
Yeah, there is technically one left, but it is unconscious from his Mind Blast.
Gotcha.
And so that is a natural 20.
Yeah.
So
tell me how you kill it. These guys, y'all have been slamming and hitting and smacking into all of these. They have barely any hit points left. So tell me with this natural
that
20,
is
with your great slam, what you do.
50 points of damage. And so as he
50. By the way, 50 points is more than its total hit points.
That's overkill. This thing is
That is an
salsa.
overkill. So tell me, I must hear what it looks like when you do 50 points of damage to a already injured Mind Flayer.
So Felzik, in his righteousness, first slams one mind flare with his left hand, and then slams the other mind flare with his right hand, and then raises both hands up with a double fist, and comes down on the head of the third one, pounding straight into the cobblestone floor and leaving a green-gray pile of goo that is not even recognizable.
When Marezi wakes up, I think her first question is going to be, "Hey, who brought so much grape jelly here?"
Pretty much.
Why do I want toast all of a sudden?
I think when the rest of the crew wakes up, they're going to be like, "Okay, so we're the sidekicks, right?
Pretty much.
This is the wrecking crew. Like, we have our own name at this point."
Felzik is so overpowered, it is nuts.
We all are.
Master,
like, it's not
your
funny.
dungeon master has been waiting
This is crazy.
a very long time to reveal all of this to you. So
This is like-
My insta-kill attack is better than my regular attack in all ways.
Yeah.
This is absolutely nuts. I think our main characters are, at this point, the sidekicks. We should be following our familiars around. Is there something we could do for you, Master? Please don't kill me.
At this moment, in your dreams, Tix, you can see the endless cavern of Garl Glittergold. It's with encrusted gems all throughout the cavern, where you had visited in a vision before. And you can see he's looking through 2 green gems and watching all of this happen. And behind him is the Raven Queen, who is just idly watching him, sipping some tea. And she looks down at him, and he looks back at her with very smug satisfaction. And she, with just the tiniest smile on her face, says, "Show off." And that's where we'll end Chafing Armor, episode 165. Great job, everybody!
Fantastic. That
was loads of fun.
Now,
I thought I was going to have a TPK on our hands.
Yep. That at the end of the day, the problem with finding mind flayers is all they have to do is hit you once, and you are effectively out of the fight for the rest of the fight.
Yeah, but that applies to us too, apparently.
Well, it
Just
does.
saying.
It does, because you were all struck by mind blasts, and you were all done for, because the odds that you would survive 8 different mind blasts hitting you simultaneously with a surprise attack, even if they didn't get all of you, they would weaken y'all enough, bring your party level down enough that they could then focus their attack on the remaining ones. These guys aren't effing around. And they know how to use their abilities. They're not going to engage you, and they're not even going to try to. Like 2 of them would never have tried to fight you, but 8 of them getting the drop on you, that should have worked, and it almost did. But you had help in the form of these wonderful companions.
These kobolds, man. We need to. We must protect. We must protect them.
So we're not going to do anything else tonight. But what I want y'all to know is there is the yawning pit with this bizarre limb sticking out of it. There are the bodies of the mind flayers. Just FYI, there is still one unconscious mind flayer. Whether or not they remain so, I'll let y'all decide that. And the party is beginning to wake up. And that is where we will end tonight. Thank you all so much for playing. Please visit our Patreon. Search for Chafing Armor under Patreon, or head to the link on our website at chafingarmor.com, where you can see some fun stuff we're putting up there. If y'all want to follow us, you can go to YouTube. You can go to your podcaster catcher of choice and check out Chafing Armor and hear all of the silly fun. Thank you all. Please.
Something to note for our listeners too is sign up for the Patreon now, because things are coming.
Absolutely. So, thank you all for playing.
Thank you.
For not
Thank
killing
you
us.
so much for listening.
Thanks for letting us kill things.
And until we play again, we will roll with you soon.